ahead for our panel discussion on bridging the digital divide with best-in-class education. We have an esteemed panel who will be joining us on stage. The education sector has undergone a rapid transformation in the last couple of years as the nation and the world went through a pandemic that definitely transformed education, and technology played a pivotal role in bringing about this transformation. Through this panel discussion on bridging the digital divide with best-in-class education, we look forward to understand how representatives from the state of Uttar Pradesh are using technology in bridging this digital divide. Joining us for this discussion today, we have Professor Manish Gaur, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, joining us on stage. A round of applause, please, for Professor Manish Gaur. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much. I would also request Shri Mayank Gangwar, Deputy Director, Vocal Education and Skill Development, Directorate of Technical Education, Government of Uttar Pradesh, to please join us on stage. Please welcome Shri Mayank Gangwar. Round of applause, please. I would also now like to request Shri Rohit Tripathi, Additional Project Director, Basic Education Department, Government of Uttar Pradesh, to please join us on stage. Round of applause, please. We also have Shri Vikas Srivastava, Deputy Director, Secondary Education, Government of Uttar Pradesh, joining us on stage. Please welcome Shri Vikas Srivastava. I'd also like to request Ms. Suchitra, Kolluru, Director, Enterprise Channels, Microsoft India, to please join us on stage for this panel discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to invite Dr. Ravi Gupta, Moderator of this session and CEO and Editor-in-Chief of eGov and Digital Learning Magazine. Dr. Ravi Gupta, the session is all yours. Over to you.
Welcome, everyone. And we have this interesting panel which is talking about bridging the digital divide with best-in-class education. We had our speaker in the morning, Suchitra and Ajayji, both have spoken about how important IT has become, especially after the COVID situation. And overall usage and adoption of IT has increased dramatically. And how it is impacting the school education and the overall higher education sector, and what is the future will be the topic of discussion here. And before we start, I will request our keynote speaker, Suchitra Kolluru, to set up the context of the discussion and the session.
Hello, good morning once again. A lot of great ideas and context setting happened by our renowned guest, Mr. Akshay Tripathi. UP is quite a testament for the kind of forward-looking education and technology initiatives that this has been rolling out. Today, as we meet with stalwarts from the education industry and the government, I think our attempt will be to deep dive and understand better on how technology can play the role of an accelerator, and enabler in government's initiatives of ensuring better learning outcomes for our students, whether it is at the school level, higher education. At the higher education today, there are many objectives for both academia and the government in terms of student learning outcomes. It's very important for students who are passing out of higher education to be employed. It is important that there are industry-recognized certifications that actually aid in the process of job seeking, and every child is able to land basis his or her aspirations and what they want to do in their career. Technology in this road actually has the role of a relevant, pertinent enabler and accelerator, because in a way, that's what we attempt to do in terms of equipping our teachers, in terms of bringing technology to the doorstep of learning, so that we are able to talk about future-ready skills in our students. Right? Thank you.
Okay, so if we talk about basic education department in Uttar Pradesh, the scale is huge. In basic education in our school, if we see the students number, it is close to 2 crore, which is about the population of Sri Lanka. And if we talk about number of schools, those are 1,30,000 schools. The number is close to the schools in US from K to 12. Budget is around 65,000 crore. So numbers are huge, and so is the challenge. Before COVID pandemic, we were not much into the digital education. But once the COVID gave us the opportunity, we took it upfront, and we did everything which was running around the world to impart education in our government students also. So we did a dipstick study in a block Sevapur in Varanasi to ascertain as to how many of our children are actually equipped with digital devices or not. So it was around sample of 14,000 students, and out of 14,000, 1,500 were having no devices, 7,000 were having feature phones, rest 5,000 were having smartphone, but only 500 of those were having data pack. So we were having a enormous challenge to impart digital education. Then we also did a survey to get to know whether the children are having a smart TV with DTH connection or not. Those numbers were also not very promising. Again, the community radio was also one of the means through which we tried to impart the education. So all combining all these three means, we tried to impart education. We all know that a lot of edtechs are very much into online classes, very much into on-demand tutors, and very much into problem-solving sessions. So we adopted the Diksha, which was the government of India's mandate. We adopted WhatsApp groups. We adopted the PME Vidya, that is Swayam Prabha channels. And also our teachers did collaboration on the Microsoft Teams as well. It was a cloud-based thing. So all the attempts were made to impart digital education to our children. Now we are embarking at another level, as MD Sahab has told. Our department is contemplating to have a number of smart classes, 2 tablets per schools to every teacher to impart digital education, and for some other administrative works also. We are also inviting community to donate digital devices to our schools. So all these are means through which we are equipping our schools.
Good noon, everybody. I'm Vikas Srivastava from Secondary Education Department. Right now, we are having around 3,000 government schools, 4,500 government aided schools, and around 21,000 self-financed schools in UP. Our board, Uttar Pradesh Madhyamik Shiksha Parishad, commonly known as UP board, is one of the largest boards of the world. We have been conducting examination of high school and intermediate level, +2 level, and around 58 lakhs students annually appear in examinations. Traditionally, we used to have examination pattern and where there was no invigilation proper. This for the last 2 years we have introduced digital platform, and online monitoring system was developed for free and fair conduct of exams. Around 1.5 lakh cameras, CCTV cameras were set up in each examination room, which was examined at district level and state level. At state level, we had a very large room with around 25 to 30 computers for online monitoring and real-time monitoring was done. So we were able to have free and fair conduct of examinations. Apart from that, as Akshay sir has told us, we are more concerned on implementing rather than on giving time on planning. We are moving step by step towards digital platform. We are having online posting of government teachers selected by Public Service Commission. Around till date we have posted around 7,000 teachers in different government schools. It is was a very successful project, and Honorable CM Sir himself distributed the online appointment letters in a glittering function. This was purely digitally based, and a selected candidate, there was a portal developed by NIC, and selected candidates have just to open the portal, give their initial details, and subject-wise, college-wise, district-wise vacancy was displayed on the portal, and one can easily lock his or her choice, and appointment letter was given on just a click of a button. So it saved much of tension-free, corruption-free on digital platform, which was much appreciated by all. Apart from that, Secondary Education Department introduced online transfer of government teachers digitally way back in 2018. Every year we transfer government teachers digitally. They can fill their choices where they want to go, and online it is processed, and easily they can download their transfer orders. So step by step we are moving ahead using digital platforms. Recently, Honorable Chief Minister has inaugurated our portals, Parak, Praveen, Pehchan. 5 portals were inaugurated by Honorable CM Sir. So we are step by step moving ahead towards digital platform using digital methods, and in the process we are also giving training to our teachers so that they may be well equipped to cater to the need of the situation. With the help of Jaipuria Institute, we trained around 10,000 teachers on IT, which was done online. So we are constantly training teachers so that they may be capable enough of meeting the scenario. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vikas ji. Lot of implementation of IT you have mentioned, especially you have talked about examinations, CCTV, and various other efforts, and online examinations also has been taken up. Let me request Mayank Gangwar, who is the Deputy Director of Vocational Education and Skill Development, Directorate of Technical Education, Government of UP, to talk about IT initiatives.
Thank you, sir. This is Mayank Gangwar. First of all, I am not from technical education. I am from vocational education and skill development.
Sorry, sir.
No issue. Second thing is, I think so, we should be cheer up as Microsoft and this organization has made such type of event for the youth of Uttar Pradesh, which are huge in number, as my colleague partner told that the student number is more than the population of Sri Lanka. So this is a big thing. Or if I will say to you that the country, भारत जैसा देश जहाँ 97 करोड़ लोगों के पास स्मार्टफोन है, तो इस देश का डिजिटलाइजेशन तो पहले ही हो चुका है. हमको तो उसको एक डायरेक्शन, वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड ए डायरेक्शन for the digitalization which is going on, and we have to tell our youth to take the benefit of this digitalization which has already been made. At the same time, I'm sharing my experience regarding my department. My department is running the long-term and short-term skilling program in the state. So we are providing this skilling program, long-term skilling through Industrial Training Institute. They are more than 3,300 in numbers, including government and private ITIs. And we are having more than 5 lakh seats in different sectors like manufacturing services, telemedicine, paramedics, etc., etc. So there is a big need that we have to think of after 30, what will happen after 15 years or what will happen after 20 years. Why? Because after 20 years, we will not have such type of demographic dividend which we are having today. As you can understand that the youth number which is too much in Uttar Pradesh, I think so more than 6 crores of youths are available in this state, and they are around the age between 15 to 35. So if we will train them and we will use them and we will get the benefit from those people, that will be our main success. Why? Because in the year 2035 or 2040, what will happen? These youths will become older. And the current number of youths are due to only 60s and 70s population factor. Why? Because nowadays each and every family is having only 1 kid or 2 kids. So what will happen in 2030 or 40? We will not have such number of youths. So if we will give the direction to this youth in terms of educating them, providing them knowledge, skill is very, very much important. Nowadays, each and everybody is speaking about skills. But whether this skill we are delivering in a proper mode or not. So this digital connect will provide the better direction to skill development programs. Why? Because I am from the same department. और अगर आप इसका दूसरा पहलू देखें तो हमको बहुत सारे ऐसे काम अभी करने बाकी रह गए हैं, स्पेशली जो बड़े टेक्नोलॉजिकल ग्रुप्स हैं लाइक माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एंड पियर्सन एटसेट्रा many are there. So they are working. Why? Because the basic skills which we have to provide to our youth should be like that. It should come through technology. And the advanced skills must be come through classroom study or any other mode. If we will not change our shift, we will think of traditionally, then benefits will not be there in the society. The whole aim is to provide better education along with proper skills so that youths will get the job, they can contribute, they have to contribute to economy, and that will be the best thing for our state as well as for our country. In terms of, if we will see the data, then we will find that at primary level, if enrollment is 100, then up to it came down, and it will be at 50 at higher education level. So where are these 50% people? We have to train them. We have to take the benefit of this technology by providing them proper education in any mode or skills so that they can contribute. We will always go for this digital connect is important in terms of that we need not very too much because it is a digital education system. If you will see, it is a one-time investment. It is not a continuous investment. So we have to segregate the education system in the education which may provide through digital mode or the education which will be provided through classroom. So if we will not do this, then this will not be a better solution for educating the world, educating the Uttar Pradesh. As Uttar Pradesh is, Special Secretary have told that there are so many policies which we have drawn in last few years, but whether we are getting the benefit of those policies or not, this is the question. And if we will not think of all these questions, then such type of policies are not fruitful for the future of the state. So I will definitely say that we have to work hard for our students, for our youths, so that they can contribute. My department is working. We are training more than 10 lakhs youths each and every year, and we will increase our capacity from 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs in recent 1 or 2 years. We are working on that, and we will hope that this we have to reskill, we have to upskill our existing workforce continuously. Why? Because world is continuously changed, technology is continuously changed. So we have to plan, we have to think of the upskilling, reskilling, re-educating in any mode. So digital mode is the best solution nowadays. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayank ji. You have highlighted various points, especially about skilling, and the goals and targets for skilling in UP are again huge because of the huge population UP has. So after listening to initiatives in the basic education department and secondary education department and vocational education, we are moving to higher education, and we have with us Professor Manish Gaur, who is the Pro VC of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, which is one of the most prestigious technical universities in this state, and also they are leaders in various advanced IT training and education. So let us hear from him about IT in higher education, how it is going and what are the trends.
Thank you very much. In fact, rather than giving our departmental achievement, I will like to point out that, in fact, I will talk in two dimensions. One, from a very, backward kind of, educational context and setup, we have reached to a very, very advanced level of setup as far as technology enabling is concerned. Second, I will also talk that how this is helping and what are its drawbacks as well, right? So in this setting, I will be talking about somehow I have a very long experience and have been educated in one of the IITs here, have been educated one of the top universities in UK, so I know the whole context, and working in a state government setup, also know the challenges here. See, I remember the classrooms of days when there was a huge, social strata difference, in the classroom setting. Students used to come from a very, very advanced background in terms of their education, school education. They were convent educated, English speaking, very well, smart and presentable. There were students, because of the policies, inclusiveness and policies of the government, who have not even seen computers in their life. I recall that when I started doing my BTech in computer science from NIT Surat, believe me, I haven't, I haven't experienced a computer, in fact, before entering into the second year of the class. Those were the days, and I was one of the first batch of graduating BTech in computer science branch. Now today that divide is almost over. When I see that, if you are buying a vegetable of 100 rupees and you are making an UPI payment to a vendor who can barely write or read, is really a phenomenal change, phenomenal journey that country has taken. Now, reachability of technology to the down-to-earth people is not a challenge today. Government of India has taken a massive, massive lead in this direction. As you know, one of my colleague was, panelist was saying that, 97 crore mobile phones users are there in the country. And somewhere I was reading that there are more mobile phones than the toothbrushes in the country as well. So, reachability is not an issue. The issue is that how do we use them and how do we enable them for leveraging the education, leveraging the skilling and other associated things. Now look at the recent perspective. For many, many years than from now, before, IITs were an alien campus. Only few hundred students could make out of a huge number which appear for the entrance exam. So these people were considered to be somewhere from the different world, and rest of the engineering education is completely disconnected, and students have a feeling of not having access to that quality of education which somehow we call as world class. Now in country we have 23 IITs. Now days are over. On a click of a button you can access a lecture of a Stanford professor, Cornell professor, or Ivy League universities in United States, as well IITs, in your drawing room, in your village, anywhere. Now that boundary is completely demolished. And whether you are a student of an IIT, a student of a Stanford University, doesn't matter. You have access to that quality of classroom, in your pocket, on your laptop, anywhere else. Only thing is you are not enrolled there, and that boundary is also coming over. Government of India has earmarked a budget of 500 crores this year to set up a digital university, and which will be raised up to 2,000 crores in years to come. What is that? It's all about reaching to everyone for quality education, and technology in this direction is in fact helping us. Now, if you know, I don't know how many of you know, IIT Chennai has started a program, bachelor's program in data science. The unique feature of this program is that there is no enrollment limit. So any number of students can enroll to that program from anywhere in the world. You can pay fees, and not only that, after appearing for an proctored exam and or in-class exam, you can obtain IIT Chennai degree as well. And this is in data science, which is happening for past many, many years. I think many batches have already graduated. So to get an education from IIT Chennai, you don't need to appear for any exam. Only thing is you are not in the campus because they have got these limitations. And this thing or this gap is narrowing down. And this is the education which is going to change. And one thing which will revert and come back, if you recall, long back, we had Gurukul system. So entire university education or higher education was enmarked by one professor. So I am a student of Dronachar, I have a student of some other professor. Now this somehow in the British era changed to a university setup. I belong to X university, I belong to Y university, and Gurukul system was lost. But now you have an opportunity to study algorithm from Professor Sandeep Sen at IIT Delhi, data science from Professor Iyengar at Chennai, or cyber security from Professor Maninder Agarwal at IIT Kanpur. So you can choose, from whom you want to study. Best of the best can be taken out, for reaching out to the higher education. Any education system, it doesn't happen that every teacher is of the top quality. But here, technology gives you that choice. And this change is coming very, very fast. In next 5 years, you will see that how higher education setup has completely transformed. Now coming to our university, COVID for us, though, I first of all, tender my condolences to those who suffered out of COVID. In fact, many colleagues actually are not here among us, who are the top brains of the country. But nonetheless, COVID was a boon to us also. We are very hesitant in adopting technology. And this time forced us to adopt technology aggressively because there was no choice. There was no choice. And we could manage classrooms with the help of various platforms, technologies. We could manage examinations. We could manage reachability to various students through these methods in the era when people hesitated to even come out of their homes. So it was technology which was helping us the reachability. Now I come to the disadvantage or the negative things associated to that. In classroom teaching, and I don't always call teaching, it's teaching and learning, and these are two things. Teaching means delivering something, and learning means somebody who is a recipient is actually gaining or gaining that. And outcome is the third part, how do you further deliver. And there is a knowledge loss. So if I take a class and I am delivering 100%, it will only reach 80% to the learner. And 80% learning will transform into an outcome, desired outcome will be not more than 50-60%. So there is always a loss, and this is a normal phenomena. In classroom teaching has a personalized experience. So you have an eye contact, you have a body language, and you have one-to-one, query and all those things. So these things help, in fact, in this knowledge transfer part. It can reach from 80% to 90%, 95%. Technology is a limiter in that. Though it has a wide reach, so one can reach to lakhs of people in one go, but this kind of connect or contact is somehow missing. Nonetheless, technology is coming with an answer to this also, right? And methods are being evolved so that it feels like you are sitting in the classroom. So things like virtual reality, augmented reality, all these things are future of the day. I was expecting, virtual reality in iPhone 14, which is recently launched, but somehow they have skipped that. But nobody can wait too long, in adopting these technologies, where you will see that a Stanford professor virtually sitting on this dais or delivering lecture, roaming around in this dais and talking to you, right? So fast internet connection, virtual technologies are going to, give you these kind of experience. So technology is going to penetrate the entire education sector in a big, big way. There is hardly any doubt about that, and there is hardly any choice about that. So one has to, and for a country like India, where we have a huge population and very less, teachers and quality teachers, that's the only way out. We can actually skill India. We can build India. We can compete China. All such things will remain dream unless until we skill our country to the highest level of, or highest grade of education and in that direction. Second, third, part I would like to discuss that today's education is no lot rote learning and then vomiting out into an examination. It's more about outcomes, delivery, and and industrial collaborations. So education is no longer about just picking up and gaining a job and that's the target which I actually aimed for. So my whole aim for having an education was to secure a job. I'll retire on 60 at the age of 60 and will draw a pension. Believe me, in the times to come, in US already it has started. All the jobs in the country will be project based. So the jobs will be for 3-year duration, 5-year duration. And somewhere a report was submitted to PMO and was reading that. So if you want to live for 90 years, agar aap 90 saal tak jinda rehna chahte hain, so you have to work for 75 years now. Aapko 75 years tak काम करना होगा अगर आप 90 साल तक इसी लाइफ स्टाइल में जिंदा रहना चाहते हैं. Now remember, if you are entering into a job at 22 years of age, 22 साल की एज में अगर आप जॉब ले रहे हैं तो 75 साल तक वही टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं चलेगी. टेक्नोलॉजी हैज अ वेरी शॉर्ट लाइफ. It's changing in 6 months, year, and so forth. So unless you skill yourself, upskill yourself, whatever Mr. Gangwar was saying, you will not survive because the duration, the jobs will have a project sort of nature. 5 years, Agniveer and all those things have already started, and you will see this penetration everywhere in all walks of life. So unless you will not reskill yourself, upskill yourself, you will not get the next project. And that's the fact of the life. And we have to make our children ready for this kind of future. The kind of life we led is going to be over soon. We entered into a job where retirement age is 65, drawing a good salary, and after that I'll get pension, half of my last drawn salary. This kind of comfort will no longer be there for the future generation. So adoption of technology, adoption of skill is the order of the future. And we should move forward in that direction. I will not take too much time. It will become a keynote sort of address, madam. So with these words, I will end over here, and we'll pass on the mic to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Manish. I think he deserves a big round of applause. He has almost like delivering a keynote address of this event, and which was amazing, and a lot of depth and experience has gone into what he has said. Let me request our industry expert, Suchitra, to reflect upon what all is happening in UP, various departments and various parts of education. And how do you see that as an organization like Microsoft can contribute here?
Firstly, thank you so much to all the panelists for sharing some excellent initiatives, thoughts, your vision and ideas, as well as knowledge of what's going on in different walks. That just shows what an advanced vision some of our leaders in UP have in terms of where education needs to head. There are some thoughts that I've picked up, and I'd really like to share some perspectives as an industry representative here. The first thing that I gathered from the conversations of various esteemed panelists is that reach is not a big concern today. I think that is very heartening to know. There are two aspects I would like to break this into. First is the reach of the device itself. And the second is effectively being able to use that for imparting education. I think reach is a combination of both of those factors. And whether we further break it down into bandwidth, into the right content being delivered, how is the screen apt for grasping, especially for primary, for secondary, how does it work? Obviously, there is a lot of research and work that's going on in this area. Having said that, we are certainly miles ahead of where we were in terms of technology being at the hand of the recipients. I think that's very well acknowledged. We in Microsoft call that as the first step to technical education, which is called access. First, access hona chahiye haath mein to be able to ensure that education is imparted. The second very important thing which did not come up, but I would like to bring it to the fore, is what we call equity. Now, equity is when there are multiple children from lower economic backgrounds, from medium or higher economic backgrounds, from different languages, diversity of students sitting in a class, and teachers are not sufficient. There are just a few teachers who have probably access to 1 or 2 languages at best, but cannot cater to the thousands or unlimited number of students, whether it is higher education or school education, that are sitting in a classroom, whether hybrid or whether physical or virtual. Now, technology should play the role here. We cannot expect people to have unlimited skills or unlimited capabilities. So whether it is equating everyone on language, irrespective of what is the mode of instruction, if there is translation and transcription, Microsoft Teams is a platform that actually enables live translation and transcription of lectures and allows students to be able to consume in the language of their choice, irrespective of what is the mode of instruction. This is one aspect of equity. The third aspect that I would like to bring about is teacher capabilities, right? When we speak about some expert professors from Stanford or Harvard, or even from a city versus a rural background, or if there is a specialist in cybersecurity, how do students in different sections, in different locations take advantage of it? This is where technology should play a role, again, dependent on other technologies like bandwidth, etc., where we should be able to talk about live streaming, where we should be able to talk about learning outcomes, where we should be able to talk about assessments which are designed in a way to ensure what is the retention in the class. What is the conceptual understanding in the class? Today, we actually are partnering with a lot of ISVs that we call. We have a program in Microsoft where we encourage a lot of smaller tech companies to build applications to cater to the needs of the society. And some of those are in the area of skill assessments, relevant skill assessments to assess how much retention and conceptual understanding has reached in a class. There are also another way to assess this is through practical hands-on learning. Now that is where we bring in technology again, once again acts as an enabler through the establishment of labs. Unless a student has the capability to go and perform or put his or her knowledge to action in terms of creating, building, or trying or testing something, they will not really imbibe what they have learned. And that's where technical capabilities of being able to set up labs, cloud labs, virtually accessible cloud labs comes into play, where not just costs are slightly more affordable when hundreds of children have to access that, but through advanced scheduling algorithms, it becomes more productive to use these labs, right? So clearly, I think this is turning out to be a confluence of where our esteemed panelists are bringing forth what are the needs, where have we reached, and today we are in a position where we can talk to those needs and say, yes, we do have offerings and solutions that can to some extent address them. We will of course keep this dialogue live through more conversations, but this is just a feeler and a snapshot of what is possible. Thank you so much.
Excellent inputs, Suchitra ji, and let me request each of our panelists to actually respond on what are the challenges you are seeing in terms of technology implementation in your department or in your school or in your higher education ecosystem or skill ecosystem, and how, like, what are your expectations from the technology providers? Like, what are the solutions you need if you wish to reflect on it? Rohit ji, you can start.
Okay, so in earlier reply, I was more focused in academic segment. Now I'll unfold myself. So I'll divide my answer in two parts. For academic things, as I earlier told, the big challenge was to get digital content. I mean, our textbooks were in analog form, and overnight we have to switch from analog to digital form. So we energized our textbooks. Each of our textbooks are QR coded, and the content backend is fabulous. And our own teachers have recorded good quality of content. I must give credit to AKTU University. We utilized their studio at the pandemic time, and now we have a very rich content. So content was one part. In academic, afterwards, assessment was a challenge for us because we have 2 crore kids to assess, both formative assessment as well as census assessment. So we also utilized AI techniques, ML techniques. We have developed an app to just scan the OMR sheets and get the results overnight. So we also utilized this thing. Afterwards, as some of us might be knowing that the Government of India launches Nipun Bharat Mission, that is National Initiative for Reading Proficiency. And in that, every grade student is expected to know certain level of things. For example, class 3 kid is expected to read 60 words per minute fluency. So a big challenge was how to measure this thing. So there was a Google Bolo app, some of us might be knowing. So we utilized the API of Google Bolo, and in the backend we put our textbook. And the new app emerged, Nipun Lakshya app. So we do have that app, and the utilizing that API, utilizing open source technology, we are now assessing our students. So it was, there are two more examples from academic side. Now administrative side, we had a challenge to get all the database of our staff, our teachers, our human resource dynamically maintained and centralized at one space. Earlier it was not there, but since last 3 years, we have switched to Mano Sampada, which is NIC portal of Government of UP. We have digitalized the records. We have got dynamic service books. We have online leave application and disposal. We have salary linkage online. We have last pay slip online. So all these things we have done online. Last, we did focus on inclusive education thing. Lot of children are there with special need. Those are physically handicapped children. Some of them are blind, some of them are deaf. So we also worked for them. We also provided special tablets to blind students, some AI automated limbs, virtual sign language for deaf students. Content are also being developed for deaf students. So it was also one arena. We did DBT. DBT was to give RT entitlement to the children in form of 1100 rupees through Aadhaar based technologies. So these all the things the government of UP Basic Education Department has done. Now what is expected to the edtechs? Rather than focusing solely on the education academic or classroom transaction, I invite edtechs to focus on other arena as well. For example, attendance system. There are face recognition system, there are thumb impression system, but somehow some spoofing is there. So there are new technologies like palm vein technology is the new in this field. So it should be worked upon, it should be researched upon, so that we should, as an implementer, get a reasonable cost, because right now these technologies are quite costly for us. The system must come from some edtech to utilize blockchain technology for immutable laser, immutable service record from blockchain. Like Professor was saying, the disadvantage, but some startup naming Unfold You has launched Metaversity on the concept of metaverse. So behind again blockchain is there. Every person would have a virtual avatar in that. So as Professor has said, in this virtual space, everybody would be sitting, and from anywhere, he might reach to his desired professor, desired speaker. So, but my request would be from industry to provide all these technologies at very reasonable cost, because at the end of the day, when the marginalized people, the poor people, unless they has access to these technologies, unless government can explore these technologies at scale, because budget constraint is there, so these won't be beneficial at a scale. Last thing I would expect from the industry to work digital devices divide. For example, only 40-45% people are using internet. Devices are there, no doubt, but internet usage is quite less. So although Government of India is working through BharatNet, through PME-Vani, but again, this satellite-based internets are the future, and industry should work so that the scalable models are emerged, and we can utilize them at our doorstep. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit ji. I think you have covered a lot of topics, including blockchain, from metaverse to various other parts, and also about accessibility. And these are all are important questions to look at. Let me request Vikas Srivastava ji, Deputy Director of Secondary Education, Government of Uttar Pradesh, to talk about challenges of adoption of IT and what are your expectations from industry?
You see, when COVID came, everybody was dumbstruck. What to do now? Lockdown. Nobody has ever thought of lockdown. It will take place. Every office was closed. Government office was closed. Schools and colleges were closed. Students were stuck at their home. But we at Secondary Education Department, under the able leadership of our ACS ma'am, Mrs. Aradhana Shukla, we came out with a plan. We converted the entire schools into a virtual school. Topics of class 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, subject wise. That was, timetable was well publicized in every newspaper. Ad came out weekly that what we are going to teach the students of class 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. We made very good videos. AKTU provided us their studio. We made hundreds of videos there, Swayam Prabha, Doordarshan channel, and a lot of talent came out from amongst our teachers. They were very good at making videos. Some of the videos were sent to the NCRT, and all CBSE schools also displayed their videos. So what I was trying to point out, that during pandemic, we converted the entire state into a virtual school, and every day timing was fixed for videos, and students were required to attend that classes, number one. Number two, we made WhatsApp groups, hundreds of WhatsApp groups of every school, every subject was made under the guidance of their class teacher, and one of the officers was supposed to monitor that WhatsApp group, that real teaching is going on or not, and every officer was also told to give suggestions regarding discipline and all. So we, that was like a boon for the students and teachers also, who came out with very new good ideas, innovative ideas, and still we are carrying on that thing. We have recently launched e-Pragyan portal. That portal was launched by Honorable CM Sir, and around 3 lakh books are registered there, e-Granthalaya. We have got e-libraries in each and every district, and they have registered their books, and in that portal anybody can read. We are promoting e-books, e-learning in all schools, and as far as what we expect from the corporate world, we think that apart from hardware, our teachers are not yet so skilled. So I expect them, I request them to at least give teaching, training in technical aspects in IT, so that they may be well equipped to cater to the needs of the students. Thank you.
Because the whole aspect of how did teachers actually evolve in these times of COVID, and they have like taken up the challenge of educating. And your statement that the whole state become a virtual school was very important, that all the channels were used, like TV and radio and everything else. Let me request Mayank Gangwar, what are your expectations from the IT industry, how they can collaborate with your department?
There are two things. First one is schooling and another one is society. So what industry is doing, industry is providing lot many platforms, lot many solutions for schools, colleges and institutions. When you are saying that what are the challenges we are facing around surroundings, on our surroundings, then what we will find, if a office is there, government office, private office, whatever may be, and it is located in a C-class city, a backward type of district, and if you have to need a printout, then you face a lot of challenges to take a single page print. There, the problem is we are doing lot of things for schools, students, but industry is not doing so many things for society. We have to train our society also for such type of IT solutions. Why हम कभी भी अपने जो वास्तविकता के सॉल्यूशन है, रियलिटी सॉल्यूशंस है, उस पर बहुत कम काम करते हैं. तो my expectation from industry is to provide solutions for society, so that when students are coming out from institutions, suppose sir is saying that IIT Madras has started a data science program without, there is no need to make physical education from IIT. You have not to appear for any examination. If I or you or anybody in this hall is registering for that program, and we are learning a lot of things and we have completed that program, when we will apply those, when we are applying our knowledge for society, then we are not having any platform. So my expectation from industry is to provide these solutions for schools as well as for our surroundings, so that we can use the things well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayank. You have brought that gap of skills in the whole discussion again. Thank you for that. Requesting Professor Manish, Gaur, for your views on challenges and expectations, and how can higher education ecosystem, especially the government ecosystem, can collaborate with the private sector.
Thank you very much. For many decades, we have been talking about industry and academia gap, in fact, not divide, but gap. And this talk still continues, somehow, fortunately or unfortunately. But the need of hour is to, somehow collaborate and proceed ahead hand in hand, so that the entire ecosystem, meaning by that, the manpower which an industry needs and the training that academia imparts, is such that they both complement each other. I'm not going into the challenges. There are many, of course, because most of the technology, I'll just give you one liner, most of the technology somehow for commercial reasons are proprietary these days. And because of this proprietary nature of the technology, academia hesitates, to impart that particular proprietary technology to the student. We want to make a student very generic in nature. So I will request our all industry partners to lend helping hand in terms of offering collaborative projects which are of some use to them. At one hand, it actually, skills the student, and on the other hand, the outcome may be of some use to the industry as well, and maybe, if they feel so, the graduate which comes out may be also an employee of, of that industry. What I mean to say is that there are, needs where we have to be more practical oriented learning. We have to blend our curriculum in such a way so that the industrial training becomes the part of the learning process, and we should not now move forward in the traditional way of hiring of of interviewing a student in 1 hour or half an hour interview and a coding test and all those, and then we say that yes, this student suits for my industry, software industry or so. We should have to follow the Western pattern, and which is like offer a project when a student is in second year and third year, and after 1 year or so, assess that whether the project has been delivered to your standards, and if that is possible, offer him or her a job right there, so that one is ready. And this is what is, is being followed in all US universities, and this is how, the innovation and research is at the highest standard. Most of the innovation and research, no matter you like or not, it comes from United States today. So that's the reason. I mean, their education system is blended so well with the industrial needs and with their whole ecosystem, that such kind of outcome is there. And that actually brings the money, everything. Now, the economy of US works out that they have most of the patents in the world. Manufacturing takes place in Malaysia, in Vietnam, in China, but the licensing is with the US. And therefore, most of the money goes to them. So unless we have this kind of model, because we have the best brains in the world, there is hardly any doubt, and that is being acknowledged by the West also, that the mathematical skills of an Indian is unmatched with any other, any other student across the world. We should leverage this potential, and we should, handhold with the industry. I say to myself also, and to my all, fellow academicians who are there, that we should bend our curriculum enough, and I will say to the industry people as well, that you should, somehow collaborate in terms of project, which will be a win-win situation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Gaur. And let me request Suchitra Kolluru, Director of Enterprise Channels, Microsoft India, to give her closing remarks based on the inputs given by the panelists.
Yeah, no, I think absolutely, noted on all of the inputs. I think we're talking about better academia industry collaboration. I'm sure today's conference and various others that we are in the effort of putting together along with the help of Elets are steps in that direction to be able to take your valued opinion and see how we could kind of collaborate in the joint vision and mission of educating our students at world-class levels. With regards to Microsoft's involvement with academia, it has been far before COVID actually was a reality in all our lives. In Microsoft, we have always treated education as part evangelism and part business. And there is a whole lot of investment, not just in technology, but in terms of content. We have a content platform called MS Learn, where all of the content is available, right, without any commercial angle to it. However, industry certifications for recognitions, because they are through our third party, of course, is more relevantly commercial. Having said that, I think in terms of the innovation and R&D that we have brought into our mainstream platforms, whether it is Microsoft Teams, whether it is Office, we treat education as a segment to be catered to very differently and believe that students and teachers make a big difference in technology adoption over a period of time. So a lot of our strategy is actually built in that direction. Whether it is, so we don't try to, for example, launch Teams in its original avatar into education, but we actually bring out the changes and the customizations for an education setup. And all of that doesn't boil into a commercial angle for the segment, right? So, but we completely recognize that on the path that India is, there needs to be more that needs to be done, and our endeavor will always be in that direction as to how to partner with the state of UP to bring in more relevant initiatives in the space of education. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Suchitra. I think this point about soft, looking at the education sector much deeply, much before COVID has happened. They have been involved in a big way in the education sector. And I think this discussion brought out various aspects of where are the challenges, where are the opportunities, and what is the direction of future adoption of IT in the education sector in UP, and what are the arenas of collaboration between the government sector, education sector, and the private sector in growth of education ecosystem using IT in Uttar Pradesh. So I thank our esteemed panelists for joining this and giving time for this discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, and what a wonderful session. May I request the panelists to please be there for just a minute. Definitely, education today is based on outcomes, delivery, and industrial collaboration, and I'm sure that this session will prove to, be a bridge in creating those collaborations. May I request Dr. Ravi Gupta, CEO and Editor-in-Chief, eGov Magazine and Digital Learning Magazine, to present small tokens of appreciation to our esteemed panelists here. To Professor Manish Gaur, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University. Can we have a round of applause for Professor Manish Gaur? Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Presence here. Thank you.